Bramhall is a charming, picturesque town in the north of England, and a very friendly, quiet, and terribly dull place for a child to be raised. There was very little for kids to do and hardly anyone to play with. In fact, there can't have been anywhere in all of England with so few children, and there wasn't much for them to look forward to, except the town's annual scarecrow contest. Since time immemorial, every organization and business in Bramhall spent months designing and dressing a scarecrow to be displayed in their store windows, gazing silently at passers-by, before being brought out onto the sidewalk on the last Sunday in July in order to be judged. Pirates, pop stars, politicians, and every possible profession in between was represented in stitched-up form. A crude wooden crucifix was provided to every entrant, who would then fashion a simple straw-stuffed mannequin and adorn it with absolutely anything at all. Prizes were ceremonial, but fiercely fought over by the proud townspeople. On the eve of one contest, 4 bored kids were ambling through the small shopping precinct, seemingly deserted at that time of night, but for a couple of dozen pairs of black button eyes peering out from darkened store windows, when the kids discovered a lone scarecrow left outside in the cold. The children began to push him around and tear at his long flowing patchwork robe, and one of them took the beautiful wooden flute from his knitted fingers and played it tunelessly. One boy felt cruel tampering with someone else's tireless work, and tried to stop the other 3 from carrying the scarecrow into some nearby woodland to burn it. But his friends were having too much fun and told him to go home and leave them alone as they gleefully vanished between the trees. Though the boy searched and searched, he couldn't find his 3 friends amongst the teeming townspeople eagerly watching the next morning's judging. He wondered why anyone would miss out on the cultural highlight of the year. A scarecrow dressed like Donald Trump won, but an honorable mention was given to an anonymous entry. To the boy's surprise, this was the solitary scarecrow from the night before, his colorful clothing repaired and his flute raised to his thin lips, stitched into the slightest smile. Apparently, this scarecrow was meant to represent the Pied Piper of Hamelin, and the judges were especially impressed with the 3 child-sized scarecrows posed scampering happily after him. With growing panic, the boy realized the clothing which these small scarecrows wore seemed awfully familiar.